Oh, summer. It sounds good right now after what we just experienced, doesn't it? Grilling out, lawns being mowed, and pools opening. These are some of the things we expect with summer.
We don't get hurricanes or snowstorms or tornadoes or humidity? Question mark? So, I was gonna wait to open this beer up near the end of the video. I'm gonna open it now because it's too hot to sit here without a beer. The last video I said I was gonna open one of my beers up for my collection. Either this video, which is part 2, or from one of the beers I tasted on the previous video. I'm gonna open up one of the beers from the previous video. I'm gonna get this cracking. I'm opening up the Oro de Calabaza from Jolly Pumpkin. Oh, it's cold. It smells so good already from here. Yeah. There's pepper, earth. You can smell the sourness. That lemony sour is already coming through. Limes I'm getting. Lemon, orange. Oh. Wonderful acidity. Earthy. Very complex. Big citrus coming out. Leather a little bit. Pineapple. It's a really, really good sour beer. I've only had 1 or 2 Jolly Pumpkins I can remember, but I don't remember ever being quite this good. This is unbelievable. Let's get to it. Let's do it. So the very first beer I want to do are actually going to be 4 from the same brewery. As you guys heard me talk about, in fact, I've brewed a pilot batch with the head brewer at this brewery. The brewery is called Brewyard Beer Company. They're in Glendale, California, down the street from me. And I keep expanding. Actually, they just bought 2, I think, 2 30-gallon fermenters. 30 barrels, excuse me. 30 gallons would be a little tiny. Well, they've only been open 2.5 years. But every year they do an anniversary beer, first year and the second year so far, where they do barrel-aged beer. So let's go with the first one here. This is the first year, which is a bourbon barrel-aged Belgian double, if you will. So they have a pretty basic double recipe that's usually on tap all the time there. And it's really, really delicious. And they took it and they barrel-aged it. And then I think they blended some fresh of it back into it so it won't be as harsh. Because I guess right at the barrel is pretty harsh, so they blended it back in. I want to say it was like 20%, 15-20% they blended back in fresh. So that is the first year. Second year they actually put a date on it. I think they forgot to put the date on the first year. Looks like. But the second year they put 2017. So this was 2017. Comes out in December, 12/9. Same beer, just I'm having 2, so I'm gonna do like a vertical flight through them and see what it's like to taste them back to back. I might save them for like get a 3rd year, 4th year, and so on, and do like some vertical flight someday. This they just released. This is a barrel-aged Bubbly Crude. Bubbly Crude is sort of their black common, and this is no, this was a little before, I think. I forgot what event this was for. But I don't know. I honestly can't remember. That's a shame. Again, barrel-aged. Really solid. And this is, they just released this like a month ago. They had some art walk they did. Some little art, not art walk, but like art like festival. And they released this Smoking Redhead, which is basically their Rausch beer. And this is also aged in a bourbon barrel. This one's listed on their site still. These were all great. This is one of my favorites probably because I think that smoke flavor works really well with the barrel, and I think over time it'll age out really nicely. So here we have next. This is from a brewery called Toolbox. They are in Vista, California, just outside of San Francisco, just outside of San Diego, maybe a little north, about half an hour north, maybe, probably less even. And this is a Brettanomyces lambicus is the main yeast strain in this. This is, by the way, called Bière du Nord. In the Nord region of France, close to the border with Belgium, a unique beer is produced. It is different from the Bières de Garde made to the west in the Pas de Calais region. I totally botched that. Pas de Calais region. And incomparable to the Saisons coming from Wallonia in Belgium, just to the east. The only way that this beer can be described is Bière du Nord, northern beer. It's our tribute to those beers. It's dry funk, complex, slight bitterness, a unique character of Borlier hops. I've never heard of that. Bouclier. But I'm excited to try this because I I've heard Toolbox is great. Never had any of their stuff actually, but excited to get to that one. The next brewery I'm going to do is Firestone Walker. This label's falling off, unfortunately. Is a Scuba. Nope, Sakaba. This is 2013. I have no idea when I got this. I may have got it back then. I was sort of in the beer back then, not quite as much as I am now. I mean, I was homebrewing a little bit then, but not near as much as now. This is number 003. This is a very, very old barley wine. This is like chocolatey, boozy bourbon, American oak, coconut, dark cherry. It used to be called something else. Abacus is what it used to be called. They changed it. So this is really old. This is really rad. I'm so glad I have this. I should probably open this in the next year or two because I'm pushing it for age, that's for sure. So sticking with Firestone Walker, they started the sour program not that long ago. This is one of their sours called Agrestic. Firestone Walker Ale begins its journey as DBA, the foundational first beer offered when Firestone Walker opened. Now this is what this is, but soured. Wood-dried toast, lemon, pith, rosewood swirl on the nose and the palate, followed by an amazing harmony of vanilla, coconut, Earl Grey tea, dark cherries, caramel, spice, geez, and mouthwatering acidity and chewy tannins. I did have this at the brewery, so I bought it, and it was very delicious. So I was like, I gotta get this. It was kind of expensive for this little guy. I think it was like 13, 14 bucks, but worth it. Next, 2 more beers. This is Casa Agria. I went there on one of my brew travel videos with Sarah. I was blown away. That was the first time we'd been there. It was on that video, and I was like, whoa. So these two, this one here is called Zintastico. It's a Saison with Zinfandel grapes. It says mild funk balanced with medium acidity, earthy aromas. And this is Austerity. Takes formed by aging our Saisons in the fodder on California yellow peaches, followed by several months was blended with older barrel-aged Saison for oak acidity, as well as fresh Saison to brighten the yeast character with the fruit. These are both amazing. This, no joke, probably might be my favorite sour beer ever. Let me take that back. It's probably my favorite American sour beer ever. It tastes like a Cab Franc wine. Earthy, fruity, funky, acidic. It's unbelievable. Next, we go to Belgium. First, Toul, I think it's how you pronounce her name. This is a Grisette Ale. This is called Fuck Art, the Heathens Are Coming. It's kind of a great name. 4.5% alcohol. I'm going to read it directly from what I got the notes on is. The heathens are coming. Viking raiders landing ashore close to some poor French monks who was trying to brew rustic Grisette-type beer. They tried to stop the Vikings, but they threw away the monks, stole their livestock, ate all their food, and brewed a fantastic, well-balanced beer. It's worded kind of weird because I think it's translated. Sweet, spicy notes from rye mixed with fruity hop varieties, echoing grapefruit, all rounded up by the Brettanomyces. So yeah, this seems like a really cool beer. I don't know where I got this, to be honest. I've had it for a while also. I don't see a year on it. But I'm excited to get to that one at some point. If I brewed anything like that ever, I would just quit. I'm done. Next is pretty popular Fantôme Saison. So I thought this was kind of cool. Fantôme, the name of the brewery, stems from a legend of the nearby town of La Roche en Ardennes, did not say that right, which asserts that the ghost of a young dead Countess, Berthe de La Roche, can still be seen walking amidst the ruins of the town's castle. That's great. Love it. So I guess this guy, the head brewer, Danny Prignon, is a lively character who breaks all the rules when it comes to brewing with special ingredients. In fact, not all of his experiments are a success. Every beer is at least interesting and recall the early days of Belgian brewing. Kind of sounds like me. This is a golden ale, 8% alcohol by volume, wonderful musty, characteristic aroma, with enough interest to drink all year round. So I do want to try this. I'm not a huge Saison fan, but when it comes like from the actual region, I probably like it a little more. I don't know, maybe it's just mentally. I think it might just taste better, but this could be a mental thing. But I do want to try it. Last, but not least, the Holy Grails of sour beer. Whoa! Yay! Cantillon! Whoa, I'm getting delirious, guys. It's hot. It's hot. I'm starting to say weird things. The buzz is kicking in. I haven't had dinner yet. Whew! Okay. You guys know what Cantillon is, of course. This is a classic Goose. This is a blend of 1, 2, and 3-year-old lambics. It is fermented with wild airborne yeast. That's what they do in Cantillon and a lot of sour breweries out there. They'll put them in this big cold ship overnight. Whatever gets in there, ferments it. But it's so built into their system that their house, like if they were to move breweries, it would just completely change their whole system. So like their older lambics, newer, like the 1, 2, 3-year-old lambics, they blend together. Each one's going to be drastically different. So obviously they blend it in to get to the flavors that they want. The artfully blended lambic is bottled immediately, and another wonderful event occurs. The mixture of lambic from several different casks sparks a second fermentation in the bottle. The end product is called Goose. This is a really cool old tradition. You can't get this anywhere else. I've had a Cantillon once, and it was incredible. And I can't just open this. I don't have the heart. This is bottled 23 November 2015. This can go forever. It's a sour beer. It's Cantillon. It will last. And I'm very excited to open it when I do. I don't know when. It'll probably be like my 40th birthday, which is 4 years from now. So, oh God, I think it's 3. By the way, it says the Cantillon Goose is given a 4-star world-class rating by Michael Jackson and is a 5-star world beer according to Tim Webb. So it's perfect. Last beer. Another Cantillon. Cantillon Iris. This is 2016 in March when it was bottled, the bottle date. So it's made from the style of lambic, fermented by wild yeast and aged in an oak wine cask at the brewery, with a couple of big differences. First, it is made entirely from malted barley, whereas traditional lambic was used 1/3 unmalted wheat, and the boilie is hollow tower hops and dry hop with it as well. Iris is a rare and unusual treat to thrill the connoisseur, the Belgian beer drinkers. Absolutely, utterly unique. So dry hopsiness have definitely faded by now, but I'm sure this is absolutely stellar. Can't wait to open that up as well. This is it, my entire beer collection. Between video 1 and video 2, I got through it all. I'm gonna store as much of these as possible. I don't drink that much beer when I'm at home, to be honest. I'm more of a wine guy. But if I'm out with friends, I'll drink beer then, and I'll try some homebrew here and there. So I can save these. I have the ability to. But for those who can't, I understand. It's very hard. Because I have some old wine that I like. It's very hard to store. But put it aside. I put it in a dark place. I just let it sit. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. And yeah, stay tuned for more. Find some shade if it's hot where you are. Find an air conditioning room. And maybe open something from your cellar. I think now's the time to do it.